In this video, we're playing the classic modern combo deck Gifts Storm. Past in Flames, Gifts Ungiven, super fun, and it's gotten some upgrades recently. Let's go check them out. My old flame, my old love, Gift Storm. We're playing it again today, a classic modern combo deck, and well, it's received some upgrades, as I said in the intro, primarily Flame of Anor. This is a colorless, a blue and a red. For an instant, you choose one mode, or if you have a wizard, you get to choose two. So you draw two cards, destroy target artifact, or deal 5 damage to a creature. So this seems a little underwhelming until you think about how modern it is actually shaping out right now. There's a lot of Orcish Bowmasters. Dauthi Voidwalker is a card you really care about in your Past in Flames deck. This is a card that naturally answers Dauthi Voidwalker while drawing you 2 cards as a sort of backup engine to Gifts Ungiven. So this card actually does quite a bit. It's like a supercharged Izzet charm for us, and I really love that. You also have Remand plus Grapeshot as an alternative way to beat Dauthi Voidwalker, but you also have Spikefield Hazard for Ragavan. So this deck is a lot more interactive than it's ever been in the past, which is part of the reason I feel like this deck has seen a resurgence recently. On top of that, Fury's gone, which is huge for this deck because now your Barals and your Goblin Electromancers get to live on the battlefield more often. And then on top of that, your backup plan of Empty the Warrens just doesn't get immediately crushed by Fury. So I think that Gifts Ungiven is on the swing up. Let's find out if that's even true in the first match. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. On the play in match number 1. Reveal our elk friend, our Gigantha. Might as well reveal our companion here. This is kind of an awkward hand. I mean, double Grapeshot's really weird. I'm going to mulligan this. I wouldn't fault you for keeping it. I just don't think it's a hand that is really what I want to play with. Okay, so I think you're supposed to just get rid of the Preordain. Let's battle. Turn 1 Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. I'm excited to play this card today. I bought a Japanese foil playset because I own this deck entirely Japanese foil. And, sick brags, all that good stuff. But I've never actually played the card. I bought it, have not played it, and I'm really interested to see how good this card really is today. I expected the One Ring to be the card to stick around in this deck, and I feel like that hasn't been what the truth. When you look at deck lists on MTG Goldfish, the One Ring is sort of fallen out of favor, while this card has remained around because it deals with the cards that this deck cares about, primarily Dauthi Voidwalker. Also, hits Shieldred, which is pretty huge. I'm going to level with you. I was going to play Neobrand earlier today, and I did play Neobrand, and that league went terribly. I went 0-3, lost to Shieldred, Death Shadow, and Izzet Murktide, and I was just like, what am I doing? I should just play a better combo deck. So that's what we're doing in this league. We're playing a deck that can actually compete in the modern metagame, that has the tools to interact. I love Remand, I love Flame of Anor, the Spikefield Hazard, all these cards make sense to me. Alright, so after much deliberation, our opponents played a Thoughtseize. So it looks like we're facing Rakdos in the first round. So this Flame of Anor looking pretty good. They go after Pyretic Ritual. Interesting. That must mean that they already have the answer to Baral in hand. We'll grab a Steam Vents. Gifts Ungiven. Well, I don't really have a choice. I'm going to play the Baral. They Lightning Bolt my Baral, and then play a Marsh Flats. Okay, we draw another Gifts Ungiven. I'm going to just cycle the Manamorphose, trying to hit my 3rd land. Blue, red. Instead, I draw my 3rd Gifts Ungiven in a row. Yikes. They grab a 2nd land. I mean, it looks like bottoming the Preordain has bit me in the butt. I mean, I think it was the right call, it just hasn't worked out. They play a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We draw for turn. We have drawn the island. I love that. Pass. So our opponent can now draw 2 and then discard 2. I'm sorry, they discard 2 and then draw 2. I said that backwards. Discards Magus of the Moon, Fatal Push. Okay. I'm at 17. Thoughtseize. Well, I'm priced into casting the Flame of Anor here. So we'll draw 2 cards. Okay, we've selected that mode. Playing into Orcish Bowmasters a little bit. But Bowmasters isn't the end of the world. And now the Thoughtseize will resolve. They're probably taking the Ritual. That would be my guess here. They take a Gifts Ungiven. Really? I am very surprised by that. Like, maybe they have the Grief, Flicker Grief. That's got to be it. Okay. So that is the play here. Sure. They have 1 card left in their hand. Definitely in a tough spot here. Their last card is a Ragavan. Wow. Okay. Manamorphose. So let's play Preordain. Neither of these help me. I'm going to bottom both. I guess I can fetch and then put Jegantha to my hand. Pass the turn. So Fable transforming into Reflection of Kiki-Jiki plus Grief is every single turn 4/3 menace plus discard a card. Pretty scary, but also like I'm just being clocked here for 8. I'm actually just dead to. I'm dead on board next turn, even with the Jegantha. They had a Preordain. They couldn't have had a useless card. Awkward. And another Grief. Take the Jegantha. Come on. They take the Ritual. I mean, I'm just dead. It doesn't really matter. So if I had... Okay, hypothetically, if they took the Jegantha, if I Manamorphosed into a mana, we could have won this game. But that's not what happened. But I'll cycle this anyway, just to look at the top card. We'll do blue-red. So I'm not saying this would have won, but it would have given us a chance. But they made the correct decision in taking the Ritual over the Jegantha. So I am unable to win here. So if you're going, no, Bryant, you're wrong. That's not the case. You need 2 mana floating with Pass and Flames with this deck in order to win. Alright, so I am interested in Empty the Warrens here. I also am interested in Lightning Bolt. I am not interested in Remand whatsoever. And now we're at 63. I think you can board out at least 1 Goblin Electromancer, and then 1 Gifts, and 1 Past in Flame. On the playing game number 2, once again revealing our Jegantha from our sideboard. Sure, keep. I do like if I had known our opponent was on Rakdos in game 1, I probably would have kept our 7. Like having land drops in these matchups is very huge. Alright, so I will begin by using my Scalding Turn to search out the basic. We did see a Magus of the Moon in game number 1. Player Preordain. I like both of these. Don't think I want the other Ritual. We'll put that one on the bottom. A turn 1 Blood Crypt tapped. I'm going to Preordain rather than playing out my Baral. Maybe that's a coward's move here, but that's what I'm going to do. Bottom the land, we'll keep the Lightning Bolt. That can kill a turn 2 Dothy Voidwalker. And there it is, Dothy Voidwalker. It can eat a Lightning Bolt. How does it feel to have your 2-drop bolted? Good? Didn't think so. Spikefield Hazard. I think I'm just going to pass. So you could put Jegantha to hand here. But what I'm thinking about is I think I want to end step Pyretic Ritual Gifts Ungiven. Another Voidwalker. Okay, we'll respond. Pyretic Ritual and Gifts Ungiven. Desperate Ritual. Pyretic Ritual. Past in Flames. Manamorphose. Actually, let's do a Bolt instead of Manamorphose. Because they're definitely not going to give me Lightning Bolt. So this way I get a Ritual. They probably give me Ritual Past in Flames. They gave me Bolt Ritual. Interesting. So that means that they might have like a Not Dead After All in their hand. Well, it's main phase the Lightning Bolt. Whoops, tap for a blue. Can't do that off basic island. Whoops. Alright. Lightning Bolt, tapping the Steam Vents. They do have the Not Dead After All. And now we can Grapeshot it. Get it out of here. So it is one of my 2 copies of Grapeshot exiled, but I still have another, and I have Empty the Warrens. I could have played my Spikefield Hazard. I chose not to. I don't really feel like that's what I want to be doing here. We're stuck in the middle of like a mid-range game with this black-red deck, and I think just like having an answer to Ragavan could be pretty helpful. And it's not like I'm doing anything meaningful into 3 open cards in our opponent's hand next turn anyway. Like, I'm not going to try to Baral Ritual Past in Flames. Like, I just don't see that as something I'd do. Fable, okay. Manamorphose. Play the Baral. We saw Fatal Push and Bolt, so they have a lot of 1-drop removal. I'm going to just pass here. If I need to Manamorphose Flame of Anor, I can. They grab another Blood Crypt. They discard an Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. Another Dothy Voidwalker. I'm going to respond to this. Manamorphose. And now they Fatal Push, so I can't Flame of Anor now. That was good timing on their part. Blue-red. Dothy is going to happen. They create a treasure. They have 1 card left in their hand. I'm going to main phase the Flame of Anor. We'll deal 5 damage. Pass the turn. I do think that this is probably the best Jegantha Gifts deck that I've seen, because you have more controlling elements like Spikefield, Hazard, and Flame. Therefore, you can make the games go longer, which makes the Jegantha actually useful. I've never really been a huge fan of Jegantha in the Storm combo decks, but this really feels like a good shell to me. I'm at 12. They have 2 cards in their hand. Empty the Warrens. We're going to play the Spikefield. And let's just get the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki off the table. Next turn, I can Ritual Past in Flames, play a bunch of red spells, empty the Warrens for like 18. They have a Not Dead After All. Okay. So that must have been their draw step. Oh, it comes back as Fable. I didn't realize that. That's pretty good for them. Wow. You learn something new every day. So now they get to sculpt their draws again using the Fable. That's really interesting. They discard a Swamp. So they're still sitting on that 1 card in their hand that they have not played. It could be another spot removal spell. It could be a sweeper for goblins. I'm not really sure at this stage. They swing, even more treasure. I'll go to 7. Ouch. They pass the turn. We draw a land that's pretty useless here, so let's play Desperate Ritual. Did I just miscount? I did. Ah, I miscounted. What was I thinking? For some reason, I thought I had 7. Alright, so we're going to mini empty here to buy time. Whoops. That's awkward. I think you're supposed to try to force out their spot removal spells by double blocking on both. Interesting. It looks like they might be letting them both die. Let's see. They Fatal Push. Okay. So they still have 2 cards left in their hand. 1 Goblin Shaman dies. Another Ritual or an untapped land could win it for us. What about a tap land? We will put Jegantha to our hand. We drew the 4th Spirebluff Canal. The worst land that we had in our deck. So they can attack for 4, which means I'm dead to a Lightning Bolt. They have not played a Lightning Bolt this game. So I don't like my odds here. They chose not to attack with the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. It's a little bit odd to me. I go to 5. Because you want to copy an Orcish Bowmasters? Is that it? Or do you want to copy a Grief? Sure, so they're going to try to discard my draw step using the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Draw for turn. I mean, the Ritual is actually a really good draw. And now they'll copy the Grief. I lose the Ritual for now, but I can always recast it on the Past in Flames flashback. Okay, so let's do this now. I mean, I'm a little sad that I miscounted previously, but we get a chance to do the thing now. Play a Ritual and another Ritual. Let's Manamorphose from 4. We'll make blue-blue. Another Desperate Ritual. So I could splice here, but I would lose all of my blue mana. I don't think I want that to happen, so let's preordain. The Goblin's interesting. It doesn't actually help me cast any more spells, though, so I'm going to bottom. And then I draw a blue source. Classic. Let's preordain against from 6. Manamorphose is huge. We'll keep that. Let's play Pyretic Ritual. I'll fetch down to 4. I can grab a basic here. And then we're going to splice from the graveyard. So Desperate Ritual splicing on Desperate Ritual. This will make 6 red mana. And then I can Desperate Ritual here. So now we have 7 red. I will Manamorphose. I'm going to make blue-blue. Spikefield Hazard doesn't really help me spot. But 7 is enough to Flame of Anor into Empty the Warrens. So we'll target the Reflection of Kiki Jiki. I feel like that's the most dangerous creature on the table. And then empty the Warrens for 24 goblins. What a game. Nothing is guaranteed. I could still be dead, but I gave it a reasonable chance for me to win this. We can now block the Grief because we can block Menace. We're at 4, so they would need either Double Bolt or a combination of like Orcish Bowmasters plus Lightning Bolt. They had the Sweeper. Oh, that was the card they were sitting on the whole game. Do you think that they just drew it? Because they could have played it earlier to exile my graveyard. Ah, brutal. That's devastating. I go to 1. Baral, and that's not good enough. So we have lost this game. And the match. So we are 0-1, but that was a really good match. I mean, I didn't win, but that was a really good match of Magic. Hopefully we have more of those moving forward. And let's try to win match number 2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Back at it for match number 2, revealing our Jegantha. Deep. Good hand. Looks like it might be Rakdos again. It is. Okay. Interesting. They elected to take our Grapeshot. Scalding Tarn was the draw. Let's preordain. Keep the Manamorphose. They just play land pass, so no Dothy Voidwalker. Play the Spire Bluff. Preordain again. They could Orcish Bowmasters me. We have the Spikefield Hazard. Not the end of the world. And it looks like we are going to be Bowmastered. And we will kill the Orcish Bowmasters. Keep the Baral. I definitely want that. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays a Polluted Delta and then fetches. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay. They attack for 1. I'll go to 18. Goblin Electromancer. Grab a basic island. Let's play the Baral. Manamorphose. We'll make red-blue. Desperate Ritual. Okay. Now we can Past in Flames. Desperate Ritual. Manamorphose. We're going to make blue-blue here. Another Ritual was perfect. I love that. Let's preordain. Remand plus Grapeshot from the graveyard doesn't work the way you think it does, so we're going to bottom that. The question is, do I actually want another Ritual here? I think the answer is yes. So we'll cast the Ritual. Then preordain again. Bottom both of these. And now we'll flashback Past in Flames. Now this is storming. Okay, and then Spikefield Hazard our opponent for 1. Teach them a lesson. And then we'll Grapeshot them. Here we go. We've stolen game number 1. We'll bring in Empty the Warrens and Lightning Bolt again. Goodbye Remand. And then the same shaving of the other package. 1 Goblin, 1 Gifts Ungiven, 1 Past in Flames. Game number 2, I'm on the draw. And this seems fine. It's a little bit clunky, but I think it's ultimately a keep. Bloodstained Mire into basic Swamp. Thoughtseize. So this was my fear. If they discard my Spikefield Hazard, I don't have a second land. And they go after the Goblin instead. Okay. Play the Hazard. I am very happy they took the Goblin instead of my second land. They play Blood Crypt. Dash Dragavan. So I'll go to 18. They exile the top card of my deck, and they get a Scalding Tarn. I think I would have taken a third land there. Instead, we draw a Spikefield Hazard, which is still fine. They dash a Ragavan again. I'm going to Spikefield Hazard the Ragavan. I'm not going to fetch because I actually want to draw lands. And we do. I will now pass the turn. This might be a game where we win without a creature, because we can just Gifts Ungiven for value and win not using creatures. Something I used to do that I don't feel like really works that much anymore. We'll let that resolve. is you could board out all 8 of your creatures, and your opponent would be holding lightning bolts and fatal pushes the entire game. But when you're playing Flame of Anor, that's not really a choice you can make. I mean, you can, it's just, it makes your deck a little bit worse. But I really like doing that just as a juke, but it also requires the format to be a little bit slower. This is a slow matchup, so maybe you could still do it here. I would need to test it more. I mean, I haven't played Gifts since the last Gifts video I recorded, and I believe that was like 5 months ago. So you just have to play the deck more frequently than I do currently to really get a good grasp on that. So we're building our standard Gifts pile here, which is 2 rituals, a Manamorphose, and your Past in Flames. They give us all the rituals. Could I win here? I'd have 7 mana, flashback. I would need like a really good draw off the Manamorphose, I think. I'm going to play a little bit more conservatively and just kill the grief. Pass the turn. I think just going for it off the draw of 1 Manamorphose is so risky. You have to remember that I boarded out the second copy of Past in Flames. If you had both Past in Flames in your deck, it might have been a little bit different, but there's no reason to just recklessly jam there. Like, sometimes you just have to be patient. Another Manamorphose. I think that's changed the formula enough. Pyretic Ritual. We will splice. So 6 red mana. Manamorphose. Make 2 blue. Ooh, another Desperate Ritual. Let's splice this again. And now I will Gifts Ungiven targeting our opponent. I will do Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Empty the Warrens, and Basic Island. So Basic Island here is essentially just another ritual because we haven't played our land. So if our opponent doesn't give me Empty the Warrens, I can flashback Past in Flames. And they did not want me to have empty land. So I can now flashback Past in Flames from 9. Okay, well that's resolved. Just playing a bunch of rituals at this point. From 13, we can Manamorphose here. We'll make a couple blue mana. Preordain was a good find. I don't need another Gifts Ungiven. We'll keep the Manamorphose. Let's Manamorphose again. Blue, blue. We draw a flame. Manamorphose. Red, blue. Play the Desperate Ritual. Pyretic Ritual. Desperate Ritual. From 20. They draw a card. Sure. I'm going to draw 2 cards here. 5 mana floating. We hit Electromancer Ritual. Play the Goblin. Play the Ritual. Play Gifts Ungiven. I'm pretty sure I have all of my rituals gone of one type. So I can Gifts targeting them. And I can get Manamorphose. Oh, I thought I had 1 more ritual left in the deck. I might have just punted. Grapeshot. I guess I can get untapped land again. And they're going to concede. Sweet, we won the match. We are officially 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. We have won the die roll. Reveal our elk best friend. Keep. Good hand. I've been saying that a lot. Maybe this deck is just good right now. Turn 1 island, pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire again. Yikes. Okay. Play the basic mountain pass. Is this Rakdos scam for a 3rd match in a row? It is not. Okay. Desperate Ritual. I'm going to just pass the turn. Their opponent there was representing Leyline Binding the whole time, which is why I didn't want to play my Baral. We can just pass here. They bolt me. I'm good with that. We draw another Remand. What to do, what to do. You know what? I'm just going to play the Baral. I think we don't actually need the Baral in order to win anymore, so it's fine. And I could have remanded there, I'm aware. I was too busy talking, if I'm being completely honest, but that's fine. How I'm viewing this game is I think this is a game where we're going to Grapeshot, remand Grapeshot. Our opponent has drawn their third land. Another Baral! Let's go! Party time! Reprieve. Interesting. Okay. Just replay the Baral. They go to 15, so they have an end step Leyline Binding here. Or Lightning Bolt, that's fine. So they can Creativity for 1 here if they so choose. It looks like they're going to do that. And we'll discard... Oh, they're not going to Creativity. I could bounce the Leyline Binding, but then they can just replay it. We'll Pyretic Ritual, play the Otawara, and now we'll splice Desperate Ritual. This makes 6 mana. Let's Manamorphose. We'll do blue. We drew a Goblin. Cast Desperate Ritual. I'm going to remand their Leyline Binding. Grapeshot them. And then remand the Grapeshot. So they'll take 7 here, and then I'm going to replay the Grapeshot and kill them. Sweet. Take that Creativity. I think this is a matchup where I like Blood Moon. I could be wrong. I also think I like Empty. And Fluster? Well, that's a lot of cards, so some stuff has to go out here. Generally, I like boarding down on Gifts Ungiven and Past in Flames and post-board games, so I think I'm okay boarding low on those. I'm wondering how crazy it would be to board out Spikefield Hazards and just be a 16 land deck. It might be insane. I mean, I used to play 17 lands, but when I played 17 lands, I had 10 cantrips. So I think I'm going to board out 2 copies of Spikefield Hazard. We could probably board out all the Flame of Anors. I think they're actually really bad in this matchup. And then 1 Goblin. Let's try this. On the draw for game number 2. Reveal our Gigantha. Okay, if we can draw a second land, this hand parties. Keep. They mulligan to 5. This hand is a little bit risky, because if I don't hit that second land, we might just get ran over. I just realized I forgot to update our record. We're 1-1. We're not 0-1. We did not draw the land, so we'll just play our Spire Bluff and pass. We have a turn 2 Blood Crypt. So this is 5 mana. I think I'm actually just gonna Ritual Blood Moon. Like, you could try to, like, get fancy here. I think I just want to Blood Moon them out. We draw another Empty. I'll play Baral. Pass. Does the wizard live? The wizard lives. Ritual. Gifts Ungiven targeting you. Okay, and our opponent concedes. Love that. Love that so much. Alright, we're 2-1. 2 matches left to go. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Round number 4, we're on the draw. I don't like 4 landers, but I'm going to keep it anyway. I think that this hand is just fine enough. Sacred Foundry. Goblin Guide, my weakness. We're going to get ran over. For my entire life that I've played this deck, that sentence didn't make sense, but in my duration playing Gift Storm, which was a number of years, I very rarely beat Burn. And I could not, like, my locals, they would be, I don't know, like 40, 45 people. I'm not exaggerating when I would say a third of the field would be Burn. Like, I used to play like Platinum Empyrean combo in my deck just to beat Burn, because the deck is so miserable. I hate it. But we're going to get ran over here, so got that going for us. Our opponent knows that we have a Baral in hand, and a Spikefield Hazard. I should have played the Scalding Tarn. I was just so frustrated that they were playing Burn that I wasn't even thinking. Eidolon of the Great Revel, of course. Yep. So, fun fact, a lot of Burn lists don't even play Eidolon anymore. I mean, our opponent is, which is, you know, their prerogative or whatever. But a lot of versions don't even play this, which I was like hoping that that would be the silver lining to the matchup. Is that I was like, oh, well, maybe they're on a list without Eidolon. Not the case. They have 4 cards remaining in their hand. They play Lightning Helix on my Baral. Yep. So now they attack for 4. I'll go to 10. We reveal another land. Remand. Alright, so the Baral's going to knock me down to 8 life. I'm likely just dead, but we'll see. They Lightning Bolt me. Sure. At 5. Skewer the Critics me. So even if I remand this, I'm dead. And another Skewer the Critics. Okay. Wonderful. So we want Lightning Bolt. We want Empty the Warrens. I think we want Flusterstorm as well. What we don't want is Remand. That card's way too clunky. So is Flame of Anor. Now we're at 63. I think Spikefield Hazard isn't great in this matchup, so I'm down to board out those. And then one Gifts Ungiven. So shaving Spikefields, not boarding out all of them, just some of them. Okay. Reveal the Gigantha again. This hand is way too slow. Also no red sources. Sure, we'll try this. Put a Goblin on the bottom. Play Spirebluff Canal and pass the turn. Goblin Guide. They attack, it triggers. Pyretic Ritual. I'm going to kill the Goblin Guide. I need to slow them down. We'll play Steam Vents, I go to 18, and let's run out the Goblin. They're incentivized to kill it here, so that means if I draw land, I can play Baral with Flusterstorm backup moving forward. They play a Bloodstained Mire, they grab Sacred Foundry, and they do kill the Goblin Electromancer. We rip the land, that was a good draw. Let's play the Baral. Idle onto the Great Revel, okay. We draw a Ritual. So I could tap out and put the Gigantha to my hand, but I don't know if I think that's really worthwhile. I'm going to just pass here. They suspend a Rift Bolt, and then another Rift Bolt. Draw for turn, and it's an island. Put the Gigantha to my hand, pass the turn. So the first Rift Bolt comes off suspend. So I could count, or I theoretically could Flusterstorm this. I don't see why I would, because the second one still comes off suspend and has a target. So I wasn't able to protect the Baral here. They play a Goblin Guide and a Monastery Swift Spear. So they're attacking for 5, which means I go to 8. Yeah, I'm just getting ran over. Goblin Electromancer are a top card. I wonder if you're just not supposed to have Flusterstorm in your deck versus the version that has Eidolons. Like, should these be Flame of Honors? I don't know. What's Pyretic Ritual? I'll go to 8. And then we'll play Gigantha. I mean, I'm dead if they just have a Boros Charm in their hand. Because they swing out, they Boros Charm me, their Swift Spear becomes 2 power, and I take 8. I'm also dead if they have 2 1-mana spells in their hand. Our top card is Gifts Ungiven. I will block the Eidolon. They have the Boros Charm. Yep. That's the match. So unfortunately, we lost a burn. I never beat that deck. It's just part of the nature of the game. So we are now 2-2 with 1 match left to go. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. The 5th and final round, we're on the play. Reveal our Gigantha. Deep. So I've been doing some thinking in between rounds, and I really like Gifts Storm. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to record it all the time now, but this might end up being my default Modern deck moving forward. Like, it feels really good. I mean, I love Living End too, but Living End it's not fun to play. It's just like stupid good. But I actually like playing Gifts Storm. So where I differ from everyone else, and if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know this, I am not a super big fan of Remand. And throughout this league, I felt like Remand has been very clunky. We had the one game where we were able to Remand, Grapeshot, Remand. Like, I understand that. I've played Magic before. But it doesn't feel good. Like, this card feels super clunky a lot of the time. And I can't but wonder if this deck would just be better with, like, 1 less land and, like, 4 considers there or something. Like, something just to make the draws feel a little bit smoother. We're going to ice my Spire Bluff. I'm going to remand that. We find a Grapeshot. Less cantrip. Land number 3. Let's discard the Grapeshot. Draw for turn. It's a Goblin. I'm going to Ritual. And then let's Manamorphose. We'll make blue. We'll draw 2. And it looks like we sort of fizzled out. A lot of lands here. And obviously, don't get me wrong. When you have Baral plus Remand, it's very good. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that I think Remand is really clunky. And there will be a lot of games where it doesn't do anything meaningful. Like, your opponent has a Subtlety. or a Force of Negation or whatever. And it just feels like, why am I playing this card? Like, that's what I mean. Like when you're able to use it effectively, it feels good. But my concern is that it doesn't feel good very often. Let's put the Jegantha to hand. They have the Mutavault now. So now their Flame of Honors use both modes. Fetch. And we'll play a Jegantha. It looks like they have a second copy of Flame of Honor here. So they get to draw 2 and kill my Jegantha. Pretty good. Shardless Agent. See what they revealed. 1 Force of Negation. 2 Force of Negations. Another Goblin. Let's play it. Okay, so they killed 1. Unfortunately, this game we just haven't found any payoffs. No Past in Flames, no Gifts Ungivens. No Preordains even to smooth out our draws. They kill our Goblin. Yeah, this is the downside of Gifts right here. Like when the deck doesn't get to do its thing, it feels really bad. So we rip the Gifts now that we're down a bunch of creatures. They have 3 cards in hand. They have lethal on board. So we need to kind of get lucky here. Gifts Ungiven. Ritual. Past in Flames. So the question is, what is the 4th card? Because we don't have another guaranteed way of making a mana. Should it be a Manamorphose for a redraw? Do you get Grapeshot just to shoot them down and buy time? I don't know the answer. I think we're just dead no matter what. Like, our opponent would have to really mess up here. In fact, there isn't a winning pile here, actually. I'm pretty sure there isn't a winning pile. Because I would need 6 mana and I can only get to 5. Yeah, we're just dead. Okay. A lot of removal. So, I think that this would actually be a pretty good matchup to try boarding out all of the creatures and just say, like, your removal doesn't do anything. Your subtleties, your dead gons, your fire ices, they're all useless. Whoops. Didn't mean to touch Remand there. We'll board out the Barals. Empty. Blusters. I'm going to try 1 Blood Moon. I realize that they're also a Blood Moon deck, but if they're not expecting it, we might be able to steal a game. On the play. Speaking of the random Blood Moon, we don't have our basic island, which is a little bit awkward. Okay. And they grab a Steam Vents. Basic Mountain. Spikefield Hazard. I'm just going to jam the Blood Moon. I mean, they're open mana. Like, what are you going to do? Mystical Dispute this? Lorien Revealed. This is definitely going to hurt me more. Okay. Pass. There's the Grapeshot. Put Jegantha to hand. Pass. They had double island. That's a crime. You can't do that. Come on. Gifts Ungiven. We'll play the Spikefield Cave. Comes into play untapped because it's a mountain. Play the Jegantha. This is our blue source, so we actually don't want this to die. Like, if they have a Flame of Anor, that's not ideal. They have Dismember. Okay. Of course, the 1 creature we have in our deck post-board gets killed. Shame. They drew their basic forest. I don't like this. We just have to pass. My own Blood Moon is going to be my downfall. They hardcast a Lorien Revealed. Yeah. Oh no. I thought I was being cheeky. Instead, I'm just losing. There's a Shardless Agent. I was okay until they drew the forest. I think we were actually in this game. I think once they drew the forest, the odds went way down for us to win. I don't see how we could possibly win this now. I guess it starts with drawing Manamorphose and it resolving. Yeah, we're dead. So you could like Grapeshot, you could like Ritual Grapeshot or something, but like that's not a winning line. So my Blood Moon thing kind of bit me in the butt. Alright, so what did I think? I think that Flame of Anor was good. Maybe you don't want to play 4 in the main deck. Maybe you play like 2 main 2 board. I think that would be an interesting start. I don't know how I feel about the Spikefield Hazard Remand package. Like, honestly, I think I kind of just want more cantrips. But I am not someone that plays this deck all the time, and my safety net is years of playing 8 to 10 cantrips. So I might just be wrong. But it feels like this version just has less control over its draws, so your draws feel a lot more clunky. So that is my initial impression right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Perhaps I'm just wrong. I'd love to hear from you. But really, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. And as always, keep storming. If you enjoyed today's video, you might also like the Eternal Glory podcast featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Bosch and Roll, Brian Cobal, Anthraven U, Phil Gallagher, as we discuss legacy concepts, theories, strategies, and so much more. We're available on all major podcast platforms, as well as YouTube. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.